Hello guys, this is Chuck and we are back in Dawn of Man. Now, when we last left off, which has been a couple days ago, we had just planted these extra fields. And as you can see, my workload is going kind of high, but it's spring and it's almost the end of spring. So hopefully they got most of these fields planted, and we're going to go through the summer where they're not going to have anything to do as far as crops go. And as the case, workload dropped down to 69%, and we have crops growing in all the fields. So that's good. Now it says we have no flint. I don't know if we're still really in much of a need for flint, though. See, there's flint, and that's been exhausted. And let's see. Because we're going to unlock mining pretty soon. Now, there is a flint area, so we can place a work area to obtain flint, and we can put that right here. And we can just let that go, and somebody will come over and gather flint for us for a little while. Now we have to see, like I said, it's been a while since I've got so many different games I'm doing videos on, and it's hard to keep them in a rotation to kind of hit each one. So I tend to go either ones I'm enjoying a lot or ones that are getting a lot of views. But, so it's been a couple days since I've been in this one. So we need to kind of evaluate things. Now let's go to our management tab and go to resources, and this tells you what we have. We got fish, a couple dry fish, got some fruit. We don't have a lot else. Got a lot of grain, got some bread, no meat. Got water, got a lot of wood, a lot of sticks, a lot of logs. Obviously no metal because we're not mining yet. So that tells you that well, we had somebody kick the bucket, but that was old age. So that's acceptable. We can deal with that. Now we're going to go ahead and hunt because because we need to keep our food stocks up at an acceptable level. And, eventually you get to the point where your crops are going more and, this need to hunt isn't as much. So we're going to hunt the adult ibex. The baby one, that was a young male. Let's check the other one out. It's also a young male. But we'll try to tame those. We'll try to capture those. And let's see what we have over here. And try to capture that as well. And I don't know if we want to hunt a cave lion. I don't know if they provide much meat, but we'll make an attempt on it because we need all that we can get at this point. So let's resume here and speed things up and kind of see where we are. We have no flint. I'd really like to keep recycling these buildings for new types of buildings. So these storage huts, as opposed to the storage tents, Animal production, population reached 10. Knowledge +1. Wild horse has escaped. Let's check the stable. You know, I think we're fine on, you know, having enough stable for the animals we have. And check this cheesemaker. No task in queue because he probably didn't have milk yet. So let's look at, maybe we can build another hut, and then when that gets built, we'll tear down one of the old houses, like this one here that needs work anyway. Now let's somebody else died of old age. I'd rather have them kick the bucket of old age than like starvation or something like that. So now it's fall, it's harvest time. Our workload's going way through the roof. We need to hope these people can harvest that stuff quickly. And, you know, let's get this house built. The workload is too high, of course. And that's what happens at this stage of the game when you're starting to try to transition. You know, you're going away from, you know, the hunter-gatherer thing to the more settled situation. And so you do end up with a lot of workload issues. Now, okay, we got that hut built. So let's take one of these and recycle it. And that still, I think, gives us a capacity for a lot of people. We have 35 capacity for 47. Even if I dismantle that hut, we still got capacity for 44. So we don't need to build any more houses for a while. We'll probably just wait until winter and do that when the harvest is in and the people, you know. Now let's, where's that trader that just arrived? There's the trader. Pig domestication for 200. We're not going to do that because we'll just unlock that eventually anyway. So trader has wool, has flint spears, some grain, some flint, some straw. Nothing, you know, really big. Nothing that we're urgently in need of. We'll take the straw and the grain because you can never have too much food. And we use the straw in, so we have adult male, 2 adult male goats. So there you've got a case where we can probably sell one of those. But right now, let's see what one would sell for. 20. So there's nothing up here that we really want for that. So I'm not going to bother with that. We're going to use some logs to buy this stuff, and we'll hit OK. We'll let the trader go. And workload's too high. People have no warm clothing. We're going to have to go back to these crafters and see what kind of clothing they're producing. So this guy is making warm outfits and not leather outfits, and the other guy is making leather outfits and not warm outfits. So we've got people making the proper clothing. It's just our population is getting to that point where we're going to need more of these crafter people. But we're also going to unlock different types of industrial buildings pretty soon. So we probably want to hold off on that, because if we put this weaver, well, they're going to make wool and linen cloth and maybe can produce some clothes. But I'm debating whether to unlock that or underground mining next, or pulse domestication, or flax. The flax will get us, we can eventually get to the point in the next era where you can plant fruit trees. But for now, we got some decisions to make. Stilting, which will allow us to build bridges, and you can get donkeys, which donkeys really speed things up a bit. So we might go for that. But we don't get donkeys till the next era, till the Copper Age. And so we got a lot of decisions to make. Fortifications, mining, animal domestication, pigs, stilting. Let's just let's get to that point and then make up our mind when we get there. And let's also, we haven't had any food issues lately, but I don't want to risk that too much. So if we can find some critters to hunt and actually hunt them successfully, that would be nice. All right, let's go after the aurochs, because sometimes they don't run away from you and you can get them a little easier. They don't take off on you. And we'll hunt a boar, and we'll go for that young male. Now, eventually, when we unlock cattle, then you can go tame those and get some cows going. At that point, we would better be, you know, we're kind of almost locked in on not a lot of flat ground here. So our settlement's going to have to really increase along these shorelines. We're going to have to clear all these trees. And you know, we got this cut down trees area here, which we might just move that. So, you know, we got hunting. So hopefully people are going to collect them. Place work area, cut down trees. Let's put that over here. We're going to need all that land probably fairly soon. So we'll put that area there. And like I said, we had 3 people on the other one. We'll put 3 people on that one. And let's see if we've managed to kill any of those critters. And it looks like we have. That should keep us decent in food. And we have another, I guess. They're going to kill that one. And they got it. All right. That's good. It gave us another knowledge point. We are ready to unlock something else. So like I said, we have a lot of decisions. Do we want pigs? Or do we want underground mining? So we can start mining metals. We can make a flint mine and a copper mine and tin and iron and all that good stuff eventually. But the next age is just Copper Age, so we're not going to be able to build anything. We're not going to really need tin or iron until we get to the Bronze Age. Now, so I'm just trying to decide, do I want to get donkeys more than mines? And I think well, donkeys aren't until the next era anyway. So we really got a lot of, you know, stilting will get us donkey domestication quicker, but we're going to have that before we get to the Copper Age. Now we can make fortifications, mines, or pigs. I think we're going to get pigs because, you know, they will help us for meat. Now we got all of these things here that we can dismiss. All these notifications. All right, let's get rid of those. Now let's look for some pigs. We need to find young boars. And what is that? That's an ibex that's dead. That's a cow. Another ibex. And another dead one with somebody harvesting the meat, so we're good there. If we don't find any wild boars around, we'll have to wait for a trader to bring some. So that's why I'm hoping we can find a couple to domesticate. So we have a young female. We'll take that. And an adult male. Adult female. Okay. Ideally, you would find one of each and you could start breeding them right away. But we're going to have to wait for the male. In the meantime, what season are we in? We're in winter, and winter's almost over. So if I start hunting now, we're going to have some serious workload issues when the people go out to plant the fields. And the boar escaped, so we never even got the boar we were trying to catch. Unless that was the one we were trying to hunt that I had ordered earlier. I think that's probably the case. I think the one we're trying to catch. Now let's look at our resources. Let's take a look at clothing. We got enough wood. Tools. I'd like to see animals. Can we look at animals? Limits. That just gives us our limits. I thought we could look at, you know, how many animals we had in one of these charts down here. Okay, there's stats, animals. We have 11 animals total. We have 5 dogs, 5 goats, 1 sheep, no pigs. So it's 5 goats. So what's going to happen when the goats hit our limit that we've put on them, then the excess goats will get slaughtered. And then there we go, we have food. Now we also, I think we're going to recycle these tents and keep transitioning over to the next tech. So which is huts. So we recycle that tent, build a hut. Now workload is still too high, but when we get out of spring, like I said, the fields will be planted. Now there's a lot of flat land over here, so all of this is going to be usable land for us. Probably going to have some more fields over there. Now, and as we do that, we will transition to having agricultural areas and having areas that are more residential. So this will all be residential neighborhoods down here. And we, I don't know if we'll relocate some of this food production stuff. Now we got 2, I need to see, okay. Okay, animals, we have 12 now. We must have got that. We got that pig we were trying to tame. So that was a female, if I believe. Now a trader's here. The trader has female goats. We have enough goats. We're good on goats. And I don't need any of this other stuff the trader has. what I have is an adult female goat, 2 male goats, and a sheep, so I'm not going to part with any of that. And the trader doesn't really have anything that jumps out that says, yeah, we need that. So we will forget about the trader. And our workload is under 100%. It's hit summer now. So I guess we got that other hut built and that house. See, we still have 2, 3, 4, 5 of the old, type of houses. Sledge is no longer usable, so we need possibly to make more sledges. Transport. We'll make like 3 of them. And let's recycle that house and build another. And we're just going to keep doing that until we switch everything over. And I see pigs. And we need a young male pig. So we can make more pigs. So let's go after that. Then we'll have a breeding pair for pigs as with goats. And it really comes back to when we have a new person born, what we want the limit on pigs to be, because pigs they're not like the goats. They're not going to produce milk or anything. So let's go to limits. Limit for pig is set at 20. We're going to set that at 5. And so that any up above 5 will get slaughtered. And the sheep produce wool, so we'll keep those limits higher. Now, goat, we'll leave it at 10. We'll leave everything else where it is. So you can always set those limits lower. Or I think, like, you can even select one of your animals and just ask the people to kill it. But, let's see, like, that's a dog, so obviously see, you can slaughter. You can select slaughter, and then your people will come slaughter the animal. So if you got an excess of pigs or cows or whatever running around there, and you don't want to wait till it hit the limit, you can order your people to slaughter it, and that will kind of help you out in a pinch if it comes to food, if you're running low on food, which I don't think we are. Now let's check we got capacity for 46. We got 40 people. It's harvest time, so let's hold off on ordering any work until the harvest gets in. And then let's just check out what other buildings are available for production. We still don't have these workshops. But now we have a raider attack. How many raiders? Just one dude, or is it like 3 or 4? So our people should make quick work of that. Let's click the raider and see what happens. You can't really select people to go out there and kill it right away. So let's just speed things up, get the inevitable over with. We lost a dog and 3 people. And we took out the raiders. Now, that's a bummer that we lost the people, though. We acquired 250 grain. Got another knowledge point for that. One more knowledge point to get something else unlocked. That's kind of a big thing. Let's see how long that takes. Pig has contracted disease. New human was born. And how many pigs do we have? Let's check stats. We still have the 2 pigs. 61% welfare. We could do better there. Obviously, when we get more food, that will help that stat out. We have no flint, so let's look for a flint mine. Like I said, we're getting pretty close to the point where we're not going to need flint anymore. But there's some flint, so we'll place a work area there. And that'll take care of that issue. I'd like to plant more fields, but we really don't have enough people to work more fields. Now we're going to do underground mining or any of these other things. Megalith, that's kind of nice, but that takes people to go gather those things. Then when they bring them in, you build one. It does help other prestige and people's morale, things like that. Now, a lot of decisions to make here. But we're going to do stilting because that'll allow us to build bridges next. So we can build a couple bridges here. I think we can. Yes, we can build a bridge there. Probably build a couple of them. No, I don't want to build a sledge. Alright, let's build a couple bridges and let's check the trader out. I thought there was a trader. Instead, I think we didn't act fast enough and the person left. So, we're too up on building bridges and didn't get to visit the trader fast enough. So, let's see. Let's check and see how many. Still 2 pigs, only 1 sheep. I wish that tells us if it's male or female, but it doesn't. We're up to 7 goats, 4 dogs, no cows, no donkeys yet. So we need some more sheep. Now it says we're getting low on food. So we're looking for animals. And let's hunt these cave hyenas. And hunt anything that moves right now. Okay, let's send them off to that. Grab some more critters for domestication and some more for hunting. Let's set limits. Sheep is set at 20. Pig set at 5. We're going to set goat limit at 5 as well. A goat has been slaughtered as soon as we set that. Now, we killed those 2 cave hyenas. It's going to help our food situation a little bit. And then we set the limit on goats and we slaughtered 1. And we didn't get the wild horse. Resume. I think I hit the escape button too many times there. Now, animal population reached 15. We got another knowledge point for that. We got recycle these old tents. Yeah, we are in spring. It's planting time, so I don't need to be ordering more work till we get the crops planted. Adult female, that's our own pig. Okay. It's not one to be hunted. Workload is too high and we're low on food. Well, we got food on the racks here. Some meat. The workload will take care of itself when we get out of springtime. So, let's see. New person was born at the 39 people. And we got a capacity for 45. No, it's 43. Got another knowledge point for that. Let's I think as soon as the season switches over, I'm going to build another house and we'll get rid of another tent. No flint. We must have wiped out that flint resource I set the So there's one of our pigs running around there. In fact, I'm thinking I probably should eventually just put all the crops. Let's see what we have over here. Let's order a hunt. All right, that will certainly help alleviate the food issues if we can kill a couple of those. Probably use a lot of this land for crops. And maybe even recycle these fields and plant them over there. So one of these like winters is when I'll do that. Now let's check out the hunt. All right. We got us some animals. Trying to get some meat. So our people will continue to eat. And that is a good thing. So now we getting pretty close to unlocking another thing. We're not going to get out of the Neolithic era too soon though. We still have to unlock 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more techs, which is a lot of knowledge points. Now we've gotten through another, now we're in summer. We got the crops planted. Although it looks like they didn't get these fields done. So we don't need to add more fields because right now they're, we don't have enough people to even plant everything we have selected. So now what we're going to do is build another house. Build another hut. And then tear down one of these tents. And we got the bridges built, which helps speed things up. But that's a major thing in this game is how fast people can get from point A to point B, because that does tend to speed up production. quite a bit. Now, you know, our food situation is a little better. You can see all that new meat we just got. And we have animals going, we got crops going. So we're headed there. Headed toward building a more stable, settled society. So we've come a long way from just being a couple huts with hunter-gatherers. Now, so our next thing is get these trees down. When we get enough population, we will plant more crops, and we'll have more animals, build more stables. We'll be able to gradually, you know, cut back on hunting and more on raising livestock and growing crops. So that's where we are, and that's where we're going to leave off for now. So if you have enjoyed this video, found it informative or enlightening in any way, would like to like or subscribe, that would be very much appreciated. And I will catch you the next time.